Namaste. Today on Touch of Light, we're going to talk about the importance of positive thinking. Some of you may know the story, but some years ago at Ananda Village, we had a big forest fire that came and it burnt down the whole community. Everything we built and lovingly cared for 7 or 8 years. And Jyotish and I also lost the home that we had been living in and everything we owned. The next day, I saw Swami Kriyananda, and I was a little shaky on my feet. I was trying to mentally regroup. How do we go on now with things? How do we reestablish ourselves? And Swami Kriyananda, our lifelong teacher, came up to me and said very strongly, really with not much, seemingly with not much sympathy, but on a deeper level, of course, there was. But what he said to me was, "How are you, Davy?" "Well, that's good." And he just walked away. He wouldn't give me a moment to say, "Oh, but we lost our house. We lost everything we had." He just was holding my mind at the highest possible level, which was the very best thing he could have done for me. You know, Swami also was a very prolific writer, a great writer. He's written some of the most profound spiritual literature of our time, I think. But every book that he wrote, he said, this is going to be a bestseller. And of course, none of them are, because spiritual books aren't bestsellers in the way that mystery or detective novels are. But someone once asked him, "Swami, do you really think every book is going to be a bestseller?" And he smiled. And he said, "I have to think that way." Meaning, I have to keep my energy so positive and focused on the highest outcome that this gives me the motivation to keep going. So in our own life, I'd like to share with you 3 things that you can do to help keep your mind and your attitudes positive. The first one is what we talk about frequently, meditation and concentrating at the point between the eyebrows. This point is such a pivotal center in our being. It's both the area of the Agya chakra, but it's also physiologically the area of the prefrontal lobes, which are the area of positive thinking, of happiness, of solution orientation. So by meditation, we reinforce our ability to think positively. The second one is to understand when we think positively, the universe, we draw universal energy to support us. And again, in our life at Ananda, there have been so many challenges, but if we just went ahead with positive energy, seemingly miraculous things happened. And the third point to remember is that the potential for creation is God's potential. And the more we can tune into His reality, the more we can see there are no limitations. So we encourage you in your life, cast aside doubt, cast aside skepticism, hold the positive and the potential before you, and you'll be amazed at how your life will change.